To deploy Vite project, we'll first have to create it, so I'll run npm create Vite latest. I'll leave the name as it is, choose React as a framework, and React without TypeScript. I'll cd into the project. We can see that it scaffolded for us some files. So let's run npm install to install all the dependencies. And finally, run the development server by running npm run dev. Once it has started, let's check if our project is working fine. We can see that it looks perfect. So let's close the development server by hitting Ctrl+C, and let's initialize Git repository by running git init. Let's add everything in our directory by running git add dot, and let's commit added files init Vite project. Now that our Git repo has been initialized, we can go to GitHub and create new repository there. So I'll go to github.com/new. I'll name the repository Vite deploy demo, and we can leave the rest of the options as they are. Make sure public option is selected so that we can host our project for free and hit create repository. Now we can use these instructions to push our code to our GitHub repository. So I'll paste it in our project, hit enter. And if I go back to our GitHub repository and refresh the page, we'll see that our files have been added. Now that our GitHub repository has been set up, we can add a deployment workflow. So let's open the project in VS Code, create a new file in GitHub/workflows directory, and let's name it deploy.yaml. Now let me paste the code for our workflow, and let's go through it step by step. So first, our workflow will run on every push to the main branch, and the workflow will consist of two jobs, build and deploy. So first, build will check out our repo, set up node. Once the node is set up, it will install our dependencies and then build the project. So once the project is built, it will upload it as an artifact so that we can reuse this build in the next job, which is deployment job. And this job will basically download that artifact and deploy that to GitHub pages. So now let's see it in action. I'll commit our deployment workflow. Let's check it out. So we can add everything because it's the only file that has changed. And let's git commit that, add deploy workflow, and now we can push our changes to GitHub. So let's go to GitHub and let's check if we've got it. So we can see this yellow dot, it means that there is some action running. So let's click on it and let's go to details. And we can see that our first job is running and it has been completed. And let's check our deployment job. So let's wait for it to run. And we can see that the job has failed. So let's refresh. And we will see that our job failed because there was permission denied. And that's because our action doesn't have write permissions to our repository. To fix that, we'll go to settings, then to actions and general. And if we scroll down, we'll see workflow permissions, and here are two options. So now at the moment, our actions have only read permissions, but we need them to have read and write permissions so that they are able to modify our repository. So once it changed, hit save. And let's go back to our actions. Here we can see the last failed workflow. Let's click on that. And if I go to top left, top right corner, I can rerun failed jobs. And let's confirm that. Let's click on deploy and let's see if our fix is working. Okay, we can see that it went through. Let's refresh the page to see the details, and it is. So the job has been completed. So if we now go to our repository and we change the branch, we can see that GitHub Pages branch has been created for us. So if I inspect that page, I can see that here's our project that has been built and uploaded by our action. So now to host this page, we'll go to settings and to pages. And here we can choose a source from where our page should be hosted. So we'll choose our newly created GitHub Pages branch and hit save. Let's copy the link to our page and let's go back to our repo. Let's go to GitHub Pages and we can see that some action is going on here. So let's inspect that. And let's check our deploy, and we see that our page is now being deployed to GitHub Pages. So it should be completed now. So we can check it out by pasting here the link that we just copied. And we can see that something's not right because we can see a blank page instead of our project. So let's inspect it. Go to the console and we can see that some files have not been found. So I'll hold Command to open this file in a new tab. And if we take a closer look, we can see what's the issue. And the issue is that our links are referencing the root. And if we go back here, we can see that our project is hosted from this directory. So basically our links should also be referencing these files like this. So now we can see that this file is living in this directory and not in the root. To fix this, let's go back to VS Code. Let's open viteconfig.js and here we have to add base, which allows us to specify a path for our project. And notice that it should have a leading and trailing slash. Okay, so let's commit this change, git add everything, and let's commit it. Update base path to fix incorrect assets links, and let's push it to our repository. So let's go to GitHub. And we can see that our action is running. So let's check it out. Okay, our build job has finished. Now it's deploying. The deploy has finished, so we can check out our GitHub Pages branch. And it's got its own action running now. And let's wait for the deploy to finish. Deploy has finished, so we should be able to see our app. Let's refresh the page and we can see that our project is working fine. So that's how you deploy your Vite project to GitHub Pages using GitHub Actions.